Hey there, Hilda. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh, hey, Michelle. Yeah, I think the last time we saw each other was 2 years ago at the school reunion.
Well, you should know that I've seen you plenty of times since then.
Oh, really? Well, you should have said something to me. I would have loved to catch up. Does that mean that you still live here now? I thought you still lived back home.
No, I finally moved away when I learned there wasn't anyone worth marrying there. But I have noticed you walking around town clinging to someone's arm. Why didn't you tell me that you got married?
Sorry, what do you mean? I'm not following you.
Oh, come on. There's no point in playing stupid with me. I know that you're married, and I find it unacceptable.
Hold on a second. Let's set aside marriage entirely. Why would it even matter to you whether or not I was?
Oh, come on. Can you really not guess at all why I might care? You remember how much better looking I was than you in school, right? I was prom queen, and all of the boys wanted to have me back then.
Right. I guess now that you mention it, I do remember that you were quite popular back then.
No duh, I was popular, and I should have been the first one out of us to get married, but all the good boys back home didn't want anything to do with me after high school. Not only that, but it was clear that everyone there was way beneath me anyways.
Well, I guess it's good to know that you're still as confident as ever, Michelle. You certainly did have a high opinion of yourself back in high school, too, as I seem to recall.
Well, anyways, I think that I owe you an apology of sorts.
Sorry, you want to apologize to me. I'm not sure what you would even say sorry for.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for stealing your husband. In fact, I know that he picked you up from the maternity clinic, right? I guess that means that you two are having a baby soon. But I'm still not going to let you get away with getting married before. And so, that's why I stole your husband from you. So don't worry, I did reach out, just not to you.
I'm sorry, I really just have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I'll tell you. I was talking to your husband and told him that he should leave his wife and marry me instead. And that's why I want to apologize to you.
Michelle, I'm sorry, but I still just am not following you at all. What husband are you talking about?
Why are you still playing dumb? I know all about your handsome husband that you were trying to hide from me. You clearly weren't going to introduce him to me, so I had to take matters into my own hands. But don't you worry. Things went just fine for me, and now he's all mine. I'll even be sure to pay you off for our affair. So how about you just sign the divorce papers and hand them over already?
Look, Michelle, I only have a boyfriend, okay? I'm not married.
What are you talking about? Of course you have a husband! Stop trying to lie to me. You know that I've been able to steal your men from you ever since we were in school together. Just accept the fact that I've done it again. And also accept that you'll have to raise that baby of yours all by yourself.
Okay, well, I think I understand what it is that you're trying to tell me with all of this. But I'm not sure that I actually understand what any of it means. But if I have this straight, you're telling me that you've started an affair with a man who you know is married, and that you want to marry this man, and that's why you've told him to divorce his wife for you. And then you messaged me to tell me all of this because you think this man is my husband.
That's what I've been telling you this whole time.
Right. I see. Well, I don't know how else to tell you this, but I'm not pregnant.
Wait, what? What do you mean that you're not pregnant?
Not only am I not pregnant, but I'm not even married. Again, I have a boyfriend, but I don't have a husband.
Oh, come on. When are you finally going to stop with all of these lies? You just can't accept the fact that I've beaten you and that your husband chose me over you.
No, I really am telling you the truth right now. I did go to a maternity clinic with a guy. But tell me, was the guy you saw me with about 6 feet tall with a mole under his right eye?
Yes, that's exactly the guy that I saw you with. And he's your husband. He is your husband, isn't he?
Now that man is actually just the director of the maternity clinic, which is where I just so happen to work.
Hold on a second. That guy is just the clinic director.
That's right. And that guy is actually married, but he's not married to me. So I really don't know how else to say this, but I think there's been a big misunderstanding here.
No, this can't be happening. How can that guy not be your husband?
Well, he's not my husband because we're not married. Because, again, I'm not married.
Well then, that means that I've won. I've been right this whole time. I was always going to get married before you. Not only that, but I'm going to get married to a doctor who owns his own practice. Oh, this is way better than I could have hoped for. I get to be married before you, and to a doctor of all people. It might not have been the way I originally planned it, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, I guess you really are going to get married before me, aren't you?
That's right. But at least you can find solace in the fact that you didn't get abandoned by your man.
I mean, I think that you might have more things to worry about than just floating to me.
And why is that? Because I had to have an affair before this man would have married me? Who cares about having to pay for anything when I'm going to be with a doctor? I was already planning on paying you off for the affair with who I thought was your husband. So this is nothing to me. And now, I'm going to be the happiest woman in the world and never have to work another day in my life.
Uh-huh. Well, good luck with all of that, I guess. I was actually going to quit my job at the clinic at the end of the month anyways. I was going to try and find work in another place. So, I don't think that you'll be seeing much more of me.
Oh no. Are you being serious? That really is too bad. Ha ha ha. I might have let you try and squeeze my husband for some more pay or something if you had just been a little nicer to me.
Actually, I think that this is just all the more reason to leave my job. I don't want to get involved in this any more than I already have. So again, good luck with the marriage, I guess.
Hey there, Hilda. I was just wondering how your new job's going. Have you basically settled in?
There has been a lot of paperwork since I started here, but I have to say that I prefer it to the old place. Not to mention the raise that I got for working here.
Well, there you go. Sounds like things are going well for you. Actually, kind of wanted to talk to you about something.
Is it something that we should talk about over the phone?
No, it's not that, but I do have to send you a few photos that I'd like you to look at.
Well, that's fine with me, but is everything okay?
Well, I just know how we've been. Going out for about 6 months now. I thought that we should talk. I've hidden this from you for a while, but I think you should know that my parents are really rich.
Oh, really? Well, I appreciate the honesty with me.
I mean like tens of millions in assets rich. That and I actually work at the company that my dad manages. Take over the company after he steps down.
Wow, that's a lot of money. I was not expecting this. Although, you know what? It does explain some of the fancy brands you own and the nice watches you're always wearing.
Well, my dad always told me to always dress up or, at the very least, put on a nice watch. But that's not the only thing. You see, the reason I didn't tell you any of this is because my parents are scared that a woman would take advantage of me for my family's money. So that's why I lied about who I really was to you for all this time.
I can see that now. Oh, but it's not like we bonded over material things. We just had a lot in common.
I know. And that's exactly why I know that I can trust you. You never even once asked for me to pick up a bill. You're a hardworking nurse who makes her own through the world, and I respect it a lot.
Well, thank you. That really does mean a lot from you now that I know the truth.
But anyways, I know that we also both had in our profiles that we were looking for something long-term, right?
Yes, but what makes you say that?
Well, that's one of the condos that my dad owns. Costs about $2 million, but he told me that he's willing to let us move into there.
This is a lot to take in.
There's still more. Thing is, that my dad is quite sick. The doctors have only given a year, 2 at most, to live. So, basically what that means is that as his only son, I'm actually on the verge of taking over the company and all of his assets. I know this was going to happen one day, but it's never ever felt this real before. And the truth is that I need someone that I can trust with all of this, and that's why I'm saying all of this to you now.
Well, I really appreciate you talking to me about all of this. I mean, I'm shocked, but glad it's all out in the open.
Then I have one more thing to tell you, and I wouldn't be mentioning this if I really didn't think you might be the one. But the other day, my dad gave me my inheritance early. He thought it would make things easier on the taxes when it came to, him passing.
Right, I've heard that you get quite a bit taken out for inheritance tax.
Yeah, but if he did it this way, he wouldn't have had to pay a cent. All I have to do is pay a cool $1 million now, and I'll get all the inheritance tax-free.
I guess so. I don't really know as many details about that.
Well, the amount of money I got was in the millions. Although, because of the legal process, I probably won't be actually getting the money for another 6 months or so.
Wow. Well, look, Hank, I'm glad that you've told me about this, but those are numbers that I never even dreamed of having in cash.
I know, but here's what I want to ask you. Do you think I could borrow some money from you until I get my inheritance?
Wait, what? You want to borrow money from me?
Well, the thing is that until all these processes can take place, I still am just me. Besides, I'm going to need some money for the legal forms for all this. And, well, I know that you make quite a bit as a nurse, right? Please, I promise that I'll pay you back in 6 months. This is for our future.
But I don't get it. Why do you need to borrow money from me to do this? But that's just it. I don't understand something like this. I don't really understand. Can I just ask you a couple of questions first?
What more do you need to know? I've already told you everything.
Well, you're telling me that your dad is sick and only has, at most, a couple of years to live, right?
That's right. It's something that no amount of money or doctors can cure.
Okay, well, do you know the name of what it is that your dad has?
What do you mean? Why would that matter?
Well, it's just that I am a nurse, and I do know a thing or two about diseases. So I was just curious about what it is that your dad has.
Oh, right. I actually don't know the name or anything like that, but I can ask my dad.
Of course. I only want to help. I guess you can call it my nurse's instinct.
No. I really don't think that's going to be necessary. I just need a little money to tide me over until my dad, until he's gone.
But you said that you were going to have to pay $1 million to somehow cancel out your taxes? I'm sorry, but I just don't have that kind of money.
No, I see. Well, okay. Maybe we should talk more about this in person. I'll see you later.
Hey there, Hilda. It's been a while.
And just when I thought I'd gotten rid of you.
Oh, well, I need to apologize to you.
Apologize to me for what?
I did it again. I stole another one.
Another one? What are you talking about? You stole something?
That's right. I stole your husband. I actually saw you two going on a date with each other about a year ago, and I remembered what you told me, that you had a boyfriend but weren't married. So anyways, I struck up a conversation with him after you'd got home for the night.
Oh, you mean you did that again?
And, well, we just hit it off.
I feel like I'm having some serious deja vu here.
I also heard that he's going to be the heir to millions any day now from his father. That's why I stole him from you. I know I messed up last time. This time it is your husband. But now all of his money is going to be mine.
I'm still not married yet, Michelle.
What? But he told me you two were married.
I actually did have a boyfriend about a year ago, but I broke up with him, and now I'm completely single.
Wait a second. You can't be serious about this. He told me that he was married to you, and that if he left you for me, that he'd have to pay when you sued him for his affair with me. And so he told me that before anything could happen and before he could get his money, he would need me to give him $500,000.
You mean that he told you all of that?
That's right. He told me everything.
And he told you about his sick dad too, I bet.
I knew it. I knew that he was your husband all along.
No, I'm afraid you're wrong about that as well. That man is my ex-boyfriend, and him and I broke up because about a year ago he started to stink of a scam.
A scam? What do you mean? I don't understand.
He told me about how he was so close to inheriting his father's business and wealth and assets and everything. He even promised me an amazing condo. He said that it'd only be a matter of time, 6 months at the most. But for some reason or another, he just needed to borrow $1 million from me. He told me that he couldn't go to his parents and they didn't have the money for him, and that he would need the money to avoid paying taxes on his inheritance. But when I asked him about his sick dad, he couldn't even tell me what it was that his dad was sick with. And when I asked him about the condo, he couldn't give me an address either. And he still couldn't give me a good reason for what it was that he needed so much money from me for. I started to get really suspicious, and so I decided to break things off with him.
But you mean the money that he asked for, the $500,000 to break up with, was... But he told me that he was going to pay me back for all of that and more as soon as he got his dad's money by being free of you. Are you telling me that all of that was just a scam that he was running on me?
You didn't actually give him that much money, did you?
course I did. I was about to be rich. The whole reason I texted you in the first place was that I could try and rub it in your face, remember? He told me that if I gave him that money, that it would be enough to settle the lawsuit that you'd file against him.
Well, try asking Hank yourself.
Hey, Hilda. He's not picking up my calls. What am I supposed to do? Where do you think he's gone?
He's probably run far, far away with all of your money by now.
But that can't be. That wasn't just from my savings. I took out a huge loan to be able to give him all that money. He told me that he'd be able to repay me back quickly. He told me to think of it as a tiny investment for a big payout.
I mean, I guess it was a big payout for him if you think about it. This is the second time that you've done this. Whatever happened with my old boss anyways?
Well, his wife didn't want to divorce and neither did he. But she did sue us both for the affair and then I was told to never come around again.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you got the short end of the stick there.
And now you're telling me that I just had the money stolen from me again? But what about all the fancy cars that he drove? The clothes, the watch, everything. He looked totally rich.
Yeah, I mean, the more you think about it, the more it was always too good to be true.
But how could he trick me like that? I thought that we really had something. I thought that I'd finally stolen your husband away from you.
You really haven't changed at all, you know that?
But what am I supposed to do? I won't be able to pay a loan that huge. You have lots of savings, right? Lend me some money.
No, this is just ridiculous. You need to stop this and look at what you've done. I haven't stolen anything from you, and I'm not responsible for your sick bullying trip.
But please, 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 please. You have to help me.
I don't have to do anything. In fact, it sounds like you have much more serious things to be thinking about than coming to beg from me. After that, I blocked Michelle on everything. I actually heard at the class reunion where I had seen Michelle at that she borrowed money from a lot of different people. Apparently, she didn't pay many of them back and she slowly lost all her friends. So I'm sure that when she had to go to the police and describe what had happened to her, that it was quite the twist of fate for her. I have no idea at all what happened to her, or if she ever got out of her jam. If she did, I only hope it was through getting back at Hank somehow. But it really is none of my business. Mom! I just went and handed in yours and Dad's divorce papers for you guys. What? That means you are no longer my mom anymore. And people that aren't a part of the family anymore need to leave this house. At least that's what Dad has always told me. Huh? What are you going on about, Madison? You really think I'm going to fall for a joke like that one? You couldn't have actually handed in our divorce papers without one of us being there. The people never would have taken them from you. I'm not joking, Mom. This is very real. I really did just go into the courthouse and hand your divorce papers to the person at the desk. She was a bit surprised to see me handing in papers like that, but she took them from me anyway. So there. What? Mom, you have been really annoying lately. And I mean really, really annoying. Always making little comments about me like I'm causing you problems or something. And even this morning you were getting all upset over nothing, right?
Your room is still dirty. Why haven't you cleaned out your lunchbox? Why are all your dirty clothes still in the bathroom? Yeah.
I had to listen to little annoying things like that all the time from you. So, after thinking about how to get rid of you, I came up with a really good plan. And that plan was, by having you get divorced from Dad, you can no longer live in this house with us. Huh? I'm a really smart middle schooler, aren't I? I was able to copy both of your signatures onto those papers. Luckily, I had a lot of practice with that from signing you guys' signatures on all kinds of papers at school. Oh, and along with your fake signatures, I was able to find all the information I needed about you guys from all those files you left in the desk drawer. And with the kind lady at the courthouse taking those papers for me and not questioning a thing, my plan is now complete. You're lying, right? Hold on now, Madison. So you actually walked to the courthouse today and handed in your dad's and my divorce papers? Your very own parents' divorce papers?
I bet you are freaking out right now. But I'd be freaking out too if I were you. Because in your situation without Dad around, you are nothing more than a jobless loser. And now that I've handed in you guys' papers, you are pretty much done for, Mom. Ha!
The reason I was always making all those comments was to make sure you'd be ready for your future and can take care of yourself, all right? You are a middle schooler now, yet there are a lot of things you still don't take care of that you should be able to manage. And any time I would try and punish you, you'd just start to throw a temper tantrum like you're still 5. If you don't learn how to start being responsible for the things you do and say, you're going to have a tough time as an adult. No university is going to want to deal with you. No job is going to want to deal with you. And no man will ever want to be around you. So even if some of my comments are harsh, that's because I love you. And I want to see you succeed in the future.
What are you talking about, you old doofus? And what's wrong with me not being able to do everything myself? The whole reason you're always home and don't work is to clean up after me and cook everything I want, right? I'm the reason you've been a part of this family in the first place. But since you want to complain all the time about that, you can say goodbye to this family now. Dad and I don't need you around because we both know we were only leaving the chores and cooking alone so that you'd actually have something to do.
Excuse me.
I bet you always complain because you want to have an easy life, right? You probably married a man like that thinking he'd be able to make the money and pay the bills, all while you sat back and used his money. However, that's not the life you get to live now. Your job isn't to sit around all day and complain, and what you've been doing to me sure isn't because you love me. You're supposed to be the housewife, yet all you do is slack off. Ha!
How come you've started to think like that?
This is the punishment you get for slacking off and not doing your job as a housewife. Ha! I bet you never thought the day would come when your own daughter would hand in your divorce papers and get you kicked out of the house. Now you're not only going to be jobless, but you'll have no house either.
Well, that's what'll happen to your father, actually.
What?
Before, I was always home doing things a housewife would do, like the chores and cooking 3 meals a day for everyone. But now I've been working from home. You've been living with me this whole time and never noticed me in my office doing work on the computer?
Since when have you been working an actual job? You had always done the chores here. What else are you trying to say you've been doing? Oh, right! Sometimes I'll see you on your computer, but I'm sure you're just slacking off watching YouTube or something, right?
I'm working, Madison. I'm working. I use my computer here to get my job done, and I do remember from time to time me telling you that I'm starting work in the morning.
What? That's you actually working then?
Recently, your dad's company that he works for hasn't been doing too well. So in order to bring in a bit more money for us due to inflation and all of that, I started to work myself. Thanks to that, we have been saving up some more money. But at the beginning of this year, your dad's company ended up going bankrupt.
Huh? It went bankrupt?
I didn't want to worry anyone, so I made sure to keep all of that a secret, but there you go. So as of right now, this house is being held together with Mom's paychecks. And since I thankfully have a remote job, I can work as much as I need to make as much money as we need.
What did you say?
Yet out of nowhere, you went and got your mom and dad divorced. Right as you thought you'd be getting me kicked out of the house, you just got your dad and yourself kicked out. If you really hate me that much that you'd do something as stupid as that, then you and your dad can leave this house right now. I will not have a brainless child and her unemployed dad sitting around in my house all the time.
I just heard what's happened from Madison. I can understand her being a little crazy at times, too, to being in middle school still, and handing in our divorce papers. Who did she end up getting that kind of reckless behavior from?
She really is a pain in our necks now. I tried to get her to settle down a bit by telling her about you and your current situation. And then I told her if she really doesn't want to be around me, then she can leave this house with you instead.
What? You told her that?
Of course I don't actually plan to kick you out of the house. I was just trying to scare her into shutting up was all. I hope that helped her out a little in understanding just how much of an idiot she was by handing in her own parents' divorce papers. I'll go to the courthouse later and ask that they stop processing those papers for us. Well, while I'm out doing that, would you please stick around her and make sure she doesn't do anything else?
No, hold on a second. You don't have to bother with stopping the courthouse now. It seems like the best chance for me, so I'll take her with me and leave the house.
What are you talking about, Clay? I was just saying that she'd have to leave with you in order to get her to shut up. I would never actually kick you out of the house, you know that, right?
Wait, it's not about that, actually. It's just that this is perfect timing for me, and to be honest, for a while now I've been thinking of divorcing you.
Huh?
I'm sure that this whole thing with us getting divorced is a shocker to you, but I think it's for the best that we let it happen. This timing's really helped me out. So I'll take Madison with me, and both of us will be out of your hair for good.
Wait a second. What do you mean you've been thinking of divorcing me?
Come on. Look, okay, to be real, for a while now, I've been looking for another woman. And after finding myself the perfect girl for me, she told me that I should get rid of you so that we could be together. So I've been waiting for a time like this to divorce you. Run off with her.
Another woman? Clay? Have you been cheating on me?
Like, I've been having trouble finding myself a job. And that started to get me angry. During one of those days where I was upset, I went out with a friend to grab some drinks. And well, okay, I ran into this wonderful girl, and from that night on, we've been seeing one another. The reason I'm a much happier man now is because of her supporting me.
What are you saying, Clay? I've been trying to support you this whole time as well, both mentally and physically. Yet you've gone and stabbed me in the back now, and have another woman. Is that why you stopped looking for a job and never did any of the chores at home for me? I can't believe you'd do something like that to me.
Listen to me, Mom. Look, I get that you were trying your best to support me like that, but this other woman is the reason I found myself a new job. And comparing this new job to the one I had before, I'll be making double the income. For some reason, I'm thinking this woman is a goddess of good fortune to me.
You'll be making double? What kind of company did you find that will be paying you that much? Especially after a year of not doing anything after losing your last job.
Actually, the woman I've been going out with happens to be the daughter of the CEO of a very large company. She told me that she'll talk with her parents and have them hire me on the spot and give me a job there. And of course, since I'm dating their daughter, I'll be making more than most of the other employees there. I never knew that dating the perfect woman could lead to such a wonderful life as this.
You're kidding me. You're telling me that the woman you've been cheating on me with is the daughter of a CEO.
I'll be making double what I made before, and this woman is wanting to marry me ASAP. I'm sure that even Madison will be happy to join a family like this. So now that you're aware of all that, you don't have to bother stopping the divorce. I'll let you keep the house, so you go on ahead and get used to your new life of being a lonely, divorced loser.
Isn't my dad freaking amazing? Not only was he able to find himself a young and cute-looking girlfriend while married to you, but that woman also happens to be the daughter of a freaking CEO. That pretty much means that I'll be set for the rest of my life now. Of course, I'll be going with Dad now and will become the daughter of a celebrity. Like her.
Would you cut that out and come back here right now? I will not allow you to go with your dad.
Huh? I don't need your permission to go with him.
Would you please get your head out of the clouds and think all of this through? I don't care that she's the daughter of a CEO. She just took a married man away from his wife. And not only that, but your dad just stabbed your hard-working mother in the back. If you really want to go and live with a man and woman like those two, then you'll only be making your future even more hard on yourself. Yeah. I like to think that by staying with the divorced old hag, I'd be making my future even more difficult for myself. Excuse me? If I were to stay with you, Mom, then I'd be offering myself to live a life of a moneyless little daughter to some jobless and single idiot mother. I get that up until now you've been working and making the money to support the family, but who knows how much longer that luck will last for you. There's a chance that you get fired just like that and can no longer make any money. Or, better yet, the company you work for might go bankrupt, just like Dad's did. There is always a chance of those kinds of things happening. So instead of being with some woman who is at risk of all that, I would much rather be with my new mom who happens to be famous and have money and a company she will later get. Starting today, you will no longer be my mom, as that title is being taken by Dad's girlfriend. Madison? We don't have any use for you anymore, you lost cause of a woman. I want to start a new life being the daughter of a soon-to-be CEO. A woman like you that got tossed out by someone like Dad can go live a life of nothing but failure and loneliness. Well, if that's what you think, then when you're crying to me in the future, I'm not going to listen to a word you say. Even if your new mother tries to come and talk to me, I won't even bother talking to her. Huh? I'd never, ever come crying back to you. We'll just have to see about that then. I'm sure those talks about Dad getting remarried to that new woman will fall through really soon. Then you'll both end up with no house, and your dad with no job, and we'll have to start eating scraps out of the garbage. What? Now, Madison, you enjoy this new life you've created for yourself. It would be wonderful if this new family with your dad and that young woman were to work out in your favor. What should I do, Mom? Dad, his marriage to that younger woman went down the drain. And as for that new job he was supposed to be getting, it's not happening anymore. Everything has turned out just the way you said it would yesterday. How did you know all of this would be happening to him? Oh my. Oh my. Who would have thought that something like that would happen so fast? I was giving you guys at least a week before things began to fall apart. Mom, listen, about that woman's dad. He's the CEO of a company, right? Apparently, he doesn't want his daughter to marry Dad. He started to yell at Dad about being a total waste of a man for cheating on his wife, and then bringing me along to marry his daughter. Then he only became even more mad after hearing about how his daughter wanted him to hire a man like Dad to come work in the company. I knew that woman had no idea what she was doing by trying to get her dad to hire a man like your dad. The CEO of that company is a very important figure and is known throughout the U.S. as being one of the most hard-headed CEOs. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Rather, he is just very strict and a little old-fashioned. I'm sure he would never take on a man like your dad to go and work for him. What? What do you mean by all of that? Do you happen to know this CEO? Is he your friend or something? No. Not on a personal level or anything, but he does happen to be a customer of mine. Well, a customer of the company I work for, so indirectly a customer of mine right now. We have been working with his company for a long time now and happen to know a lot about the man. What? I didn't know that. When I found that out for myself, I was surprised. I had to look into the woman your dad cheated on me with in order to get a settlement from her. And that's when I saw that she is the daughter of a man I work with. And what really got me is the fact that she's the daughter of such a serious CEO who you would never think has a daughter that would cause such a mess. I really wonder now what led a man like him to raise a daughter like that. So you really do know about the CEO and his company then? And that's how you figured a man like him would never hire Dad? And that's how you figured out he would never be allowed to marry his girlfriend? That's why I was trying to stop you from going with him. But you didn't want anything to do with me, and had wanted to be with your dad and that woman. It would have been really nice for you had Dad figured something out and gotten married to that woman.
Hi, Kelly. Look, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but could you please take Madison back?
What?
Right now, my girlfriend is saying she doesn't want me keeping Madison with us. She told me that if I try to hold on to her, then the marriage will never happen. She'll have to break up with me, so please, Kelly, can you please take Madison off my hands?
I'm not sure I'll be able to do that for you. The whole reason this divorce happened in the first place is because Madison doesn't want to live with me, right? So you're the only person that can take her now.
But if I have to keep her, then I'll be in trouble. I told my girlfriend that I had a daughter and all that, but she was thinking Madison was still a toddler or something. And now she's telling me she doesn't want a daughter that's already in middle school.
Wow, I wonder why she's being so selfish. Do you really like to be with women like that or something?
Of course I do. Look, she may be selfish, but she's the daughter of a CEO. Even if I can't work for that company, as long as I get married to her, my life will be set. I'll be able to say to everyone that I'm part of a CEO's family, and will have all the money I need.
So because of that, you don't mind losing your daughter. It's funny how you're a father, yet one of the worst humans on this planet.
If you're gonna say something like that, then take a look at yourself. You're supposed to be a mother, yet you let the one child you gave birth to get away from you, like you didn't love her in the first place. Normally, a mother would never want her child to leave her. So please, would you just take her off my hands for me?
I'm not taking her back, as I don't care to see her face anymore. I do not care about that brat anymore.
No way.
Now, good luck getting that girlfriend of yours to accept Madison. I'm sure if you can prove that Madison is a good girl, she'll be happy to have her as her own daughter.
Hey, listen to me, Mom. I can't believe what Dad is doing and saying right now. He's told me that he doesn't want me to be a part of his family anymore, and now he's telling me to go back to you so that he can get married. Right now, Dad is really trying to get rid of me for good, Mom!
That man is a real jerk, isn't he? So now he only wants it to be himself that gets to be in that woman's family. And in order to get that, he's willing to throw away his only daughter.
I was able to get Dad that divorce due to all the work I went through filling out and handing in you guys' divorce papers. And I thought that by going with Dad, we could both be happy together. Dad even told me that due to all the work I put in to get him farther from you and closer to his girlfriend, I'd be able to go to any school I wanted and even travel the world.
I can't believe a cheating man such as your dad would be willing to cheer you on after divorcing your own parents.
Right? He's terrible, Mom. So please, Mom, can you come and get me away from him? We can work together to make Dad look bad and ruin his life.
What? You want me to do something like that with you?
I have to come back to you anyway, right? And by having me back, you'll be able to get child support from him then, right? So please use me as a way of getting as much money as you'd like from him. That way, he'll be forced to paying you every month, and that will destroy the plans he's had. Let's take so much from Dad that both him and his girlfriend will be hurt.
I see. I'm sure that if I did get a lot of money from them every month, those two would be pretty upset. From what I found out, right now that CEO's daughter is having to live off her daddy's money. The fact that they are both jobless right now could really hurt them in the long run.
Right? Right? And also, I was able to get something very good. Some evidence of those two being together while you were still married to Dad. I was able to get this from Dad's phone.
Are you serious?
I actually went through and copied all their messages they've sent back and forth to one another. And I have a couple pictures of those two that they took together while cheating on you. With evidence like this, you'll be able to get a massive settlement from those two, right? Having as much evidence as possible is great for getting money, right?
You make a good point there, but but I already know about everything that they'd been doing.
Oh, come on now, Mom. You can thank me later for this extra stuff, though, right? I'll send it all over to you right now over text.
Are you really okay sending me all that evidence you gathered?
I'm going to make both of those idiots regret ever throwing me away like that. Through both settlements and child support, we'll make sure those two have all their money taken away. So, Mom, let's you and I work together to destroy them.
I'm sorry, Madison. I'll work alone on this one, and you can work by yourself to take them down as well.
What?
I'm not going to take you back. So if you want to get child support or something, then you'll have to work towards getting that money yourself.
Why? Why won't you take me back, Mom? I've told you that Dad is throwing me away now. You're the only other person that can take me now, right?
But from the start, you were the one that threw me away, right? You told me that you hated all those comments I made and said I was too annoying for you to live with anymore. And that's why you went ahead and divorced your own parents, right? I would never want a daughter like that back.
Oh, no way, Mom. Then where am I supposed to go to now? Dad is telling me to go back to you, but you're telling me you won't take me back.
I don't care about that. Go find a foster home to live in. Or maybe try going back to Dad and seeing if you can do something in exchange for him keeping you.
What?
At least I have to say thank you for this evidence you sent me. With all of this on top of what I had, I'll have no problems taking those two to court.
Huh? Hold it right there, Mom. I sent you all of that thinking you'd take me back with you. If you're not going to take me, then give me all that back.
You're the one that sent it all to me before figuring out what would happen. Sorry that you just assumed I'd want to take you back or something.
What?
Come on now, Madison. You really think after being such a total bully to me and handing in those divorce papers for your dad and I without saying anything that I'd want you back in my life? I can't believe you'd actually think something like that. I get that you're only in middle school, but you should have learned by now simple thought processes like that. I'm sorry to say, but if you weren't able to figure out that I don't want you back before I had to tell you, you're going to have a very bad time in this world.
Why are you picking on me so much right now, Mom? I'm asking you to please take me back. You're my mom, right? I will apologize for everything I've done to you in my life, so please don't throw me away too.
I can say this as many times as you need me to. You were the one that threw me away first. You have no right to be complaining about the choices you made now. And I told you before that in the future, that being today, when you come crying back to me, I would not listen, right?
I know you said that, but...
So with that, Madison, you are in middle school now, and you need to learn to take some responsibility for your words and actions. So right after that, I went ahead and took the evidence that Madison had sent me, and was able to take both Clay and his girlfriend to court looking for a settlement from those two. But not knowing that it was his own daughter that sent me all of those screenshots and pictures, Clay went and blamed it on his girlfriend. He assumed it was her that sent me these, in order to get him, along with Madison, away from her. From then on, those two ended up fighting for weeks over whose fault all of that was, without ever finding out that Madison had done it. She was the true backstabber in all of this, and with that evidence I was able to get a massive amount of money from Clay and his girlfriend through a settlement. However, after a few weeks of fighting had gone by, they ended in Clay breaking up with his girlfriend, and then taking Madison with him to go live together in a very small and cramped apartment. But from whatever else I've heard, Madison has not forgotten about how her dad tried to throw her away in order to marry that woman. So even now, that father and daughter relationship they have is ice cold. Well, I like to think of that as them getting what they both asked for. And now you might be asking, whatever happened to me? Well, fortunately enough, I was able to keep the house after the divorce, but the place was too large for me. So weeks later, after getting the money from that settlement, I went ahead and sold that old house and moved myself closer to where the company I work for is actually located. Originally, I was working remotely, and although that had its benefits, being able to go into the office allowed me the chance to move up in the company, as well as see those I work with in person. From the sounds of it, within a few more months, I'll be due for my first promotion within the company. And the promotion will put me as the lead manager for the team that works with that woman's CEO dad.
Lydia, are you there? I just wanted to say congrats. I heard the news that you were finally going to be getting married. Dean told me all about it, actually.
Oh, well, thank you for those kind words, Hilda.
And I bet that you're just so relieved over all of this since you're turning 35 today, right? I mean, I bet your parents have got to be really happy too now that their daughter is finally getting married off.
Yeah, I suppose they are happy for me.
But you know, I heard something about that man you were going to marry. I heard that he didn't even graduate high school. Were your parents happy about that? Or were they just content that you could find someone to take you off the market? Because I can tell you that if it was me and my parents, ooh.
Sorry, Hilda, I think that we might be having some kind of misunderstanding here. I mean, we're not that old, and it's not just that he didn't finish high school. In fact, I get the sense that you're just trying to put me down for my wedding.
What are you talking about? I'm not trying to make fun of you. I am making fun of you. But don't worry, I also have to say that I really respect you.
Oh, really? And just how do you respect me?
Well, to think that you getting so old and still not married, and then you finally decided to settle down with some dropout flunky. I don't think that I could live a life like that. So I think it's great that you've chosen to. I just hope you're ready to be a wife to that kind of man. And anyways, I guess it's just all that resolution that you're saying that makes me admire you.
I don't think you said one word of admiration in any of those texts at all. I knew it. You were just making fun of me.
Oh, come on. I'm not making fun of you. That badly, right? Besides, I really do appreciate the dedication to still trying to get married this late in the game. I'm happy for you. After all, you didn't even graduate high school either, right? So I think it's just so great that a couple of lowlifes like you can find each other.
Okay, now this is just starting to get ridiculous. I really don't get why you feel the need to be saying any of this. But I don't appreciate you disparaging against my fiancé like this. And I don't think that our education levels are really any concern of yours. You know that schooling isn't everything, right?
Well, you say that, but of course it has a lot to do with how much you get paid for your job, doesn't it? After all, your brother Dean went to a great school and now he works at a job where he earns over $1 million a year. And as for me, I also went to an Ivy League school and I'm in line for a big promotion next quarter.
And I think those are both such impressive things to accomplish in your 20s. But I still don't think that that gives you the right to put others down like you have my fiancé and I. In fact, I really would like an apology from you for what you said.
What? You think that someone like me needs to apologize to someone like you? I think that you need to wake up and get a grip on reality. Why in the world should I have to lower myself to say sorry to someone like you? I think that you're being so selfish if you think I should actually have to do that. You choose to live the life that you did, so don't be mad at others for your choices.
Oh, come on. Do you really think that justifies the way that you've been acting?
Oh, well, I'm just so sorry if I hit a nerve with that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm doing things with my life that you couldn't dream of. In fact, I have to go and prepare for a very important business right now, so I'll talk to you later. And good luck working whatever minimum wage job you manage to get for yourself.
Hey, Lydia, you there? I just wanted to double check that it's okay if we don't go to your wedding. I just want you to know that I've been really looking forward to it, but...
Sorry, Dean. What are you talking about? Why wouldn't you come to our wedding?
Well, it's just that I get that you're wanting to cut back on costs for the event, but I didn't expect you to cut me out of the wedding. I was just kind of hoping that I could be there for you.
Wait just a second there. What are you talking about? And why do you think that you're not coming to my wedding?
Well, you are going to be getting married, right? Just heard from Hilda about you were starting to get worried about the cost of the wedding, and so you're cutting down on some of the plans. Hilda told me that it would basically only be the parents that were showing up. That's what you told Hilda to tell me about the wedding, right?
What in the world? Are you serious? Did she really say all of that to you? Because I will have you know that I didn't say one word of any of that to her at all. This whole thing is just ridiculous.
So then, I can still go to your wedding?
Of course you can. The wedding plans are going to be the same as they've always been. You are going to be there, and so are the rest of our family and friends. Yes, I am trying to keep things cheap for myself, but I'm not going to cut down my wedding party that size.
Oh, so then we can really show up. You haven't actually cut out our place at the wedding.
Yes, of course you can still come. I would love for you to be there. You're my brother, for crying out aloud. Actually can't believe that Hilda would say something like that to you. It sounds to me like she was trying to get out of having to come to my wedding at all, and that's why she lied to you.
Oh, you mean that you really think this was all some kind of plan by Hilda to not go to your wedding?
You know, just the other day she was making fun of me for my lack of schooling and was talking about how much better she is than everyone. I bet she just didn't want to come to my wedding to spite me, and that's why she came up with such a ridiculous lie.
Oh, wow. I actually had no idea about any of this at all. I'm so sorry that he's tried to do this, Lydia. I've told her over and over again to try and get along with you and stop messing with you, but she just doesn't seem to get it.
Well, I don't think it's something that you should be apologizing for, Dean. But Hilda just seems to really enjoy lauding all the fancy schools that she got to go to over me. That it's obvious that she's looking down at me and my fiancé for not having gone to a nice school.
Well, I hope that you really do know how sorry I am for her attitude. After all, the whole reason why you had to drop out of high school was for my sake.
What do you mean by that, Dean?
Well, it's the truth, isn't it? When I was little, I got really sick and we needed money to afford the treatment, especially since at the time it wasn't going to be covered by our insurance. We were going to have to pay for it all, and that's why you dropped out. You did it so that you could try and take care of me.
I don't want you feeling bad about anything that happened in the past concerning that, okay? The thing is that I didn't really want to finish high school then. I was ready to go out and join the workforce already. You didn't force me to do anything that I didn't already want to do, okay?
Well, you say that, but you're just trying to make me feel better.
Of course I'm not. But if you really want to pay me back for all those years, then you had better be there at my wedding, okay? It's going to be a big, important celebration to me that won't be complete if you aren't there for me, okay?
Got it. In that case, you can count on us being there. I wouldn't miss this for the world. The moment you have the date, let me know, and we'll be there.
Oh no, Lydia. I'm so sorry. The thing is that Dean and I aren't going to make it to your wedding.
Wait, you two aren't going to be here?
Yeah, we changed our minds at the very last second. I didn't see any reason why we should be there. So, anyways, we're not going to be there for you on your big day. After all, why should we waste our precious time off going to see a couple of losers like you getting married? I would rather die than have someone see me there.
So you're saying that you don't want to be here that badly?
I don't think you understand. In this world, time is money. Dean and I's time is just worth more than even going to your wedding. Do you really think we can give our precious time just like that? If you wanted us for even half the day, you could buy our time for $10,000.
So you just want me to pay you and my brother just to show up at my wedding?
That's right. So you had better pay up if you wanted us to be there. Although I seriously doubt a couple of poor nobodies like you could afford us. So anyways, that's why we're not going to be able to go to your wedding. You just don't have that kind of money.
Hold it right there. I think I see what's going on here. You're basically saying that you don't think my wedding will be worth anything, do you?
Is it that obvious?
Well, I can't tell you what to do, and I won't force you to come to my wedding, but I wonder if you're speaking for both of you.
Oh, you mean you're wondering if Dean can go? I'm so sorry to say, but he doesn't even want to be there. He said so himself. So you can't afford me, and your brother doesn't even want to go.
And you're telling me that my brother really said that?
You mean that he didn't want to go? Of course he really said it. Why would anyone want to go to a wedding like yours anyways? If anyone valued their time, they would see that there was no value in going to yours.
You know, I think you're the only one that actually feels that way. And you've gone too far in trying to ruin my wedding.
Oh yeah? And what is a loser like you going to do? I bet nobody even showed up to your joke of a wedding.
The only one who isn't here is you, Hilda. My relatives, friends, everyone invited has shown up to this wedding. You're the only idiot who hasn't.
Hold on a second. Why are you talking to me like that?
It's me, Hilda. It's Dean. What is the matter with you? You couldn't even come up with a good excuse? You couldn't just say that you were sick or had a last-minute emergency? I'm just disappointed in you. Why are you being this cruel, Hilda?
Hold on a second. Why are you texting me from Hilda's number?
Well, maybe because I'm here for her wedding. She just showed me what you've been saying.
But you shouldn't be there. I changed the date on our invitation. You shouldn't have known when or where the wedding was.
Oh, I noticed that you did that long ago. So I asked Lydia myself about what day she was getting married.
So you know that I had changed the dates.
You know, for such a well-educated person, your handwriting sure is sloppy. Did you think that you had covered your tracks? A toddler could do that better than you. You really thought that you were going to keep me from being at my own sister's wedding.
I don't understand. So you know that I lied to you and you pretended like you didn't know? But then that means that you were lying to me.
Only because you started it. But you should know that it's not just Lydia's friends and family. It's also her staff who came to see their company president get married.
Wait, their company president? What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, didn't you know? My sister manages her own company. She's a CEO. So it's not just people you'd have known, but, you know, it isn't just the board or the managers. It's all her staff.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I had no idea that Hilda ran her own company. This is the first time that I'm hearing about any of this. I mean, I thought that she never finished high school. I thought that she was marrying a flunky, but she's really leading a whole company?
The only thing that doesn't make sense around here is you. You're the one who tried to sabotage me going to Lydia's wedding. You're just awful. You think you're better than everyone, but you're not. And yeah, if you must know, the two of them didn't finish high school. But the reason for them both was that they had family circumstances that forced them to drop out. But the truth is that they did what they did in order to take care of their family. In fact, when Lydia's husband dropped out, he was really into film. He started a production company that he runs as well.
You're kidding me, but that's... Oh, I had no idea.
I know, right? Still a teenager and he went off to start his own film business. Do you think you could ever do anything like that? You kept making fun of them because they had dropped out, but you never even bothered to see what they had done since then. They're much bigger than you could ever hope to be.
Wait, hold on. Why are you so upset with me? Dean, I haven't seen this side of you.
You know why I respect my sister? Because she gave up everything to take care of me. She did that and still managed to make something amazing with her life. Not only that, but she never ever held what she did for me against me. She did all of that for me and you put her down for it. You let your horrible biases and assumptions get in the way of even trying to get to know her. I can't be with you anymore. We are going to get a divorce when we get back home, Lydia. I can't do this anymore.
Wait, Dean, no. No, you can't be serious, please. This can't be happening to me. I don't want to get a divorce from you.
No, I've had enough of this. You and I are going to have a long, long talk when we get back home. Now, if you'll excuse me, we have a wedding to celebrate here. I'll see you at home, Hilda.
Please, you have to let me in. Please let me in. I'm here to celebrate your wedding, Lydia. You have to let me in.
Wait, what? You want to come and help celebrate my wedding? But I thought you said that it wasn't worth coming for anymore.
I know. I said a lot of things, but I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry for everything that I said. You have to let me in. Can you go and tell your brother that I'm here? You have to tell him to help me get in. Please, you have to tell him to stay with me.
That's not going to happen. Do you understand? So why don't you just come home and leave us alone already?
What? No, please, you can't do this to me. I came all this way. You have to let me in.
You think I'm going to let you come in here after all that you've put me through? You've got some nerve, do you know that? You've done nothing but insult me and put me down, and you haven't given one real apology yet.
Please? I didn't do anything wrong. You have to know that I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings or anything like that. I really did come here to help you celebrate. You have to let me into here. You don't understand. I've graduated from one of the top schools in the country. You just can't get me out of here.
I'm sorry, but no fancy college pedigree is going to save you here.
But please, I really am sorry. Can't you just let me in? I am not going to go home until you let me in.
Okay, so stand out there and cry for all I care. I won't be opening the door and letting you in.
If you don't let me in, then I'll have to break my way in. I won't let you keep me apart from my husband. I am just going to get him back and fix this.
Hold on a second. I would try and think hard about where you are right now.
What do you mean? I'm at some loser idiot's wedding. You think I care about barging in there? I'll knock this door down right now.
Hold on a second. What I'm trying to say is that I think you're at the wrong place. I don't actually think you're here.
What do you mean? Where am I then?
Well, we had closed the doors and we thought that you were going to be coming. But then we realized we couldn't hear any banging or crying or shouting or anything. I think you might have gone to the fake place that you wrote on the invitation.
But I just broke the door down. Are you telling me that I actually went to the wrong wedding? This isn't yours? Okay, well, I think that I gotta run right now. But we're not through here. We have plenty more to talk about.
Hilda, I think that you should just give yourself up and come home. Don't get into any more trouble.
No, I can't get caught. I'm not going to be forced to apologize for something so humiliating.
I think that you're only going to make things worse for yourself.
I'm not going to let you fool me into embarrassing myself like that. I'm not that stupid.
Okay, you know what? I tried. But you do whatever you want. I don't know why I'm even wasting my time texting you on my wedding.
But wait, so then you're just going to leave me like this? You can't do that. Please, you have to help me out here. Hello? Lydia? Are you there?
It turns out that the catering company for my wedding was at the other wedding that Hilda went to. My caterer was happy to fill me in on what happened next. Hilda ran to the bathroom to think of what to do next and was quickly cornered. In the end, she was forced to apologize for interrupting the wedding. She was also stuck with a fee of thousands of dollars, and to top it all off, Dean divorced her as well. When her parents found out why she was getting divorced, they got so mad at her. They told her that if she was so clever, then she should figure out a way to pay back all the tuition they had shelled out for her. Last I heard, Hilda's having to pay back as much as $1 million for all her mistakes. As for me, I was able to safely return to my wedding. I can safely say that for the rest of it, I did not think of Hilda or any of her schemes, even once. I was too busy enjoying my time, surrounded by loved ones. I'm honestly amazed that Hilda had no idea who I was. She would go on all the time about how many people she knew and what celebrities she was friends with. Later, her parents came to visit me and apologized directly to me. They told me that their daughter had wanted to go to an Ivy League school so badly that they had masterminded bribes to her high school and the university just to get her consent.